believe it or not, I had a few days off, or a lot of days off. I was finishing up a project, start another project, but I didn't want you to think I had abandoned yet another Melonpool thing. I actually have been working on it. So I have all my little. These are my secondary roughs, and I'm all the way up to. I think I'm page 10 now. No, page 11. So there you go. I'll post pictures of this later. However, I'm going to get back to it, and I'll get to my notes. The other thing I found was, which I think is fun, I think I'm going to base the probe on this this original schematic of Nomad from the original series, from Star Trek original series. I did some mock-ups of what that would look like. Something along these lines. Probably this guy. Maybe when he's a missile, he'll fly along like that. But, oh yeah. And I'm drawing lots of Peanuts characters because I'm starting a new job doing that. So that's exciting. So anyway, let me get to here. I know this is obviously super exciting as I try and find my page. Okay, here we are. Okay, so here's my little thumbnails, which I'm working from, and we are right here. We're just right here. So I'm going to move on to this one. Okay, in this panel, the space probe approaches the now motionless steel duck. As it comes into range, it emits a beam of energy that bathes the steel duck in light. Okay, so I got to make the probe look small and the steel duck look like it's crippled. And not get too wrapped up in it. So the steel duck is based on the Millennium Falcon, of course. As you can tell by the vents on the back here. When I was a kid, I was making a parody of Star Wars with a friend of mine. And I said, what is the Millennium Falcon anyway? What does that even mean? When I was a little kid at the time. And he goes, I think millennium is a type of metal. And then one of us said, so our planet, I mean actually I think Mike said it. Our ship should be the Steel Duck. And that's how they got the name of it. That's how this ship ended up being created in the first place. Hey, Brad, thank you. Okay, so that's going to be that. Okay, so then we got Sam and Mayberry. This is 12. Okay, same as before, the ship lurches slightly. So the gag here is that Sam has been stuck saying that they're a sitting duck, and because the ship looks like a big old duck. That's the big joke. And that's the type of comedy that you have come to expect from people like me. I think I'm going to do all these shaken panels digitally. I think I'm going to draw them all straight, and then I've been doing some tests with it. I'll shift them in Photoshop so that I can put a little blur on the edges, so it looks like the panel's moving. And then I think I'm also going to have a cutout place behind it so you can see where on the paper it might have actually been. That's my idea anyway. I could probably do that traditionally, but I'll have a little bit of leeway if I decide, if I do it digitally, that I wouldn't have that way. I'm going to do everything else traditionally, though. I'm going to ink everything. I might do the space where I have this. I actually made it years ago, and what it is it's a big piece of black paper that I took diluted whiteout on a toothbrush, and I put all these spots, white specks all over it, and scanned it in and rasterized it, or vectorized it, and then I can put that into documents to make a star field. So I may do that with this as well, because then I have the option of making the star fields like a deep blue, and I think that would be a little bit better in the finished book if I could have a little bit of color on some of these these panels. So this is 11B and 11C. All righty, moving right along. So I want to make it super apparent that the ship looks like a giant duck. Okay, so the line is 13A. Ready? Oh, did I miss a page? so okay, I gotta make this nice and oh, thank you, Bolt of sunshine, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna have Sam. Uh-oh. That thing just put us in a tractor beam. And then Mayberry will say 13B, which is I guess we should fire them. I guess we should fire on them again. That worked before. And then Sam says, and that's 13C. Uh-oh, Mayberry. It looks like the engine isn't the only thing around here that's dead. Mayberry, can't we do anything? 11C, or sorry, 11D, and then 11E. So 11E is, or 11D is, can't we do anything? And then Sam says, we're a sitting duck. So that's that panel. Okay, 14. Okay. And Mayberry's going to yell at Ralph. See, if I'm anything, I'm a fast. I draw very fast. Mayberry screaming. Ralph, where's that tower? Which is 15A. And originally I was going to have him trying to push Sammy back on the wheel. But I've shown that gag a lot. I think what I'm going to do is have him grabbing onto the refrigerator. Thought that was an eraser. I may not have an eraser here. Let me get that one. Since I've been working all around, yeah, I went on a shoot and I drew there, and I went on a job interview or job thing and I drew over there. And anyway, my art supplies end up all over the house. Okay, so we want to have so we want Sammy, want the refrigerator over here. Like, I almost kind of think it's funny if he's like almost pulling the door right off the hinges. And they always have very terrestrial things like refrigerators and TVs and things like that. I used to try to design all this stuff, but I just got to put the spilled milk there. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to draw this, but so Ralph is saying I'm working on it. That's he's screaming I'm on break. That's 16A, 16B, 16C. He'd be a lot bigger in this frame, but you get the idea. That's kind of the idea of that. Okay. And then the spread for this one would kind of be like this. And this may be too symmetrical because it may look like one big thing. So I may have to figure out a way to differentiate those a little bit. All right, 14. 11, 12, 13, 14. Steel deck engines glow back to life. Actually, I don't think I need that panel. I think I just need Sam. Sam says that's it. Engine's back online. Mayberry. Get us out of here, Sam. Okay. I don't know what his expression would be here. Sam is kind of agitated about everything. Let me go sharpen this nose. These are all very rough, very preliminary drawings. I'll add a lot of the expression and stuff. It's just kind of like a quick panel for layout purposes. I probably don't even need to go this far, but I feel a little bit more comfortable because I'm still kind of editing as I go, and it's better to do it here than to do it in the final book, because it ended up just wasting a lot of good supplies. Okay, so this is 18A. Maybe I'll get my head out of the frame. I like to do stuff with their hands when I can. Give them a little bit of expression. Okay. All right, this is 18B. Okay, so so what's happening now is, still in the tiny space probe's tractor beam, the steel duct suddenly stops being drawn towards the probe and quickly starts backing away. Okay, so that's going to be more than one panel than I had it drawn originally. So I think what I'm going to do, show the probe over here. This is exterior space. And then I'll show it kind of backing up. This one will stay. Actually, okay, so then we got two shots of Mayberry and Sam. Mayberry to say, having it's a terrible drawing, but I'll figure it out. Okay, so he's saying 20A, which is 20A, which is, we did it, we're getting away. And Sam says, not exactly. 20B. 20C. We're moving, but we're just dragging that probe along with us. I'm not sure how to draw that, but I already kind of did. C. Okay. So that'll be that page. And this will be that one. Okay, so now we got 22A. Same as before. Wait, I have an idea. Scan the system for any nearby nebula or gaseous anomalies to hide in. I'm kind of wrestling with this bit here because the Star Trek fan in me, I have a gag here. So the gag was, wait, I have an idea. Scan the system for any nearby nebula or gaseous anomalies for us to hide in. And then Sam says, this is no time to do something Captain Kirk would do. And then Mayberry says, shows how much you know. This is something Picard would do. So then I changed it to, this is no time to do something right out of Star Trek. And then Mayberry says, no, this is out of The Next Generation. So that's kind of the gag I was going for. But as you may or may not know, the nebula or the gaseous anomaly are out of Star Trek 2 and Star Trek 6. So those are Kirk moves. So that bothers me. Big old geek. This is no time to do something. Wait, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah. See, the temptation is to just do a bunch of talking heads, and I'm trying not to do that. So I want to show some action. Okay. So he says, scan for that. This is 22B and 22C. Okay. And some of these thought balloons, in fact, all these thought balloons will probably change. I'm watching Demon Slayer. Oh, cool. I haven't seen that, I don't think. Okay. So then Sam is about the only thing I see is a black hole. About the only thing I see within a light year is a massive black hole. That's it. Full speed ahead. Okay, so maybe it has to be. Okay, about the only thing I see is a black hole. Okay, so that's going to be 22D. It's going to be 22E. This is going to be 22F. All right. That's cool. I've been watching Fallout lately. That's been the show I've been watching a lot. Okay, so that's pretty good little layout. All right. So I have to work today, and I put in what? How long have I been on today? I think I've been on close to an hour now. I'm about halfway done with where I want to be. No, not quite half. I guess I can do one more page. Okay, 16. Still, okay. So it's heading towards a black hole, which is what I drew on the page before. Okay, so I'm going to have Sammy on the wheel. And Ralph screaming into his gizmo here. Doing a bang up job drawing here. I gotta sharpen this pencil. Put Sammy on the wheel. Make the wheel a little bit bigger. I want Roberta to kind of be in here. Just so I don't lose track of her. She really is doing the job back here. Ralph's just taking the credit. Okay, so he goes, am I reading this right? Are you idiots actually taking us towards a black hole? That's 24A. Okay. And then maybe he's going to be like, hold, please. Okay, so how do I want to do this? So in this little drawing I have, this little thumbnail, I had this panel, which I moved to the earlier page. And then we started basically with this one. So really, it's not too much different. So he goes, hold, please. Okay. Okay, so he's going to just be nervously kind of dismissing Ralph, which is always a bad idea. But hold, please. 3A. And then he's going to bark an order. When he actually gets kind of competent as a captain, I always kind of put him into these little Kirk poses. So when I do Star Trek parodies, I try to avoid the most common ones, which is like just quoting lines from Wrath of Khan, if I can help it. Although I do some of that too. I always try to go for the more deep cuts because that's what makes me laugh. Okay. So what he's saying is, okay, Sam, on my command, slam on the brakes and turn hard to starboard. And then Sam is like, wait, what? I don't know if that warrants such a shocked expression. But... Okay, so then last panel on this page. Wait, what? And then break now. $25D. Thanks, Serenity. Yeah, I like them too. Every time I start drawing again, I'm always like, why did I stop drawing? I don't remember. And then the deadlines start hitting, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's why. I want to kind of show like he's pulling up on the yoke quite a bit. And then this page is basically a splash page. So I want to kind of convey that so something like that, where the you see the little probe. You can throw it into that black hole. Maybe I'll move the black hole a little bit so you can kind of see it a little bit better. No, you get the idea. And 26 is steel duck. Great. And we have Mabry and Sam overjoyed. I think Sam is less overjoyed and more just amazed that he made it out alive. And then okay, and then in this panel, I want to have Roberta hugging Ralph and then stop herself. Actually, I think what's going to happen is, this is what's going to happen. This is going to be 3 panels. And then the steel duck's going to move up here. As beautiful of his drawing that was. Okay, so then we're going to have Roberta hugging and she's going to realize what she did. And then she's going to push him away. Blah. Okay. So that's basically the end of. It's called I Am Shadow Artist. Hi, Andrew. Okay. I am done for today. I got to get to work, get my other job started. But, hey, I made some progress at least, right? So that goes there. Irk. Okay. All right, so let me compare and contrast what I have drawn so far. I made some good progress. I think I'm page 17. All right. So let me get it lined up. That's that page. And that is, sorry. That is that page. And that is that page. I don't know if this is working so great. Well, maybe I won't show you the roughs anymore. Okay, so then that's that one. Well, it'd be that page there. And then this page here would be this page here. And he's on the wheel. Could be that page there. And then that one would be that one there. And blow them out of this. Oops. Did I lose the panel? Oops. There we go. Sorry, I hit a button. There's that one. And right there. And that one became that one. This is where I started today. I think this is where I finished it up. That one is that one right there. And then this one became that one. I'll try and figure out a better way to do this. Maybe I can set up two cameras and just fade between the two of them. All right. We got this first blue one here. Became that. And that one became that. 15. Wait. This one. That one. Wait. Not that one. This one here became this. And then that became this. And then home stretch. That became that. And this, come on. This one here became this right here. So I managed to get through basically the first half of the first act of this book. And I don't know if I'll work on it tomorrow or not, but the next time I work on this, I will be trying to maybe get to the end of this, and then I can start drawing some actual pages, maybe in a week or so. So anyway, thank you for tuning into this riveting live stream, and I will see you guys next time.